NASCAR guys, they sound like just hillbilly, like black people. They're like, I put the rubber side down on the ambulance. And that's when I found John Pork Sausage as my sponsor. And you're like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's saying. But ESPN was like, because it's owned by Disney, they're like, we don't think we're ready to go there yet.
Oh,
so Larry Bird
Carolla did on his radio show, Jew or Not Jew. Jew or not. Jew or no Jew. I think it was.
That all comes from Remote Control had a great one. Dead, alive, or Canadian. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So Larry Bird, no doubt about it, biggest trash talker?
Biggest trash talker. Unbelievable.
Who's the greatest player when you played against Michael, and you played against Michael and with Michael? Was he the airness? Was he a guy that you just couldn't believe what was happening around you?
I did it. I'll tell you one more story real quick before I sweat this shirt out. I was playing and Phil sent him home thinking, okay, you got
Phil Jackson, coach of the Bulls.
And next thing you know, we're having a scrimmage. And Michael's like, oh, hell no. Didn't get taped. Had on just canvas, little tennis sneakers. Tied him up. And he was like, no, us against them. Me, Harper, Dennis Rodman, James Edwards, and I think somebody else. And Michael gets a steal, and I'm back. And, I'm going to put you on your back if you try to dunk on me. And he takes off. He got his feet all cocked. Block this bitch. And, dunks the shit. Just as I was about to jump. And I'm like, I want to put him on his back, but I also want to, stay alive in Chicago. I was like, I should have went to block that. He's playing like it's 1988, and he got a grudge.
In boat shoes.
And that's what they were. And I go home, and I call my mom, and I go, yeah, I think I just played against one of the greatest players ever. She goes, it's taken you this long. And it's not that Michael is my man. I hang with him. I'm cool with him. We do things together. I just think in the 90s, he was unstoppable. I think he was the best marketed player. I think they did a great job with Nike in '92 when he made his highness.
Who's the greatest player right now?
LeBron James is the best player right now.
Okay, you're a general manager.
Right.
Any player, any era, you start with one.
Magic Johnson.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So
you get the guy that can do it all.
I never played.
And coach.
I can't put the ball in the ocean.
Right.
I'm so bad at basketball, it's laughable. My 1-year-old's better than me at basketball.
Maybe.
You're a 4-time champion.
Right.
Now, we're worlds apart basketball-wise.
Right.
We both agree Michael's the greatest player of all time. Just for the sake of the argument. Of his era. But he is the greatest of all time.
Of his era.
Who's better?
Well, how many years did Michael have? Great.
All of them. Except number 45 year.
Okay. And then when he went to...
You going to say Kareem?
Well, no. When he went to play in D.C. for the Wizards, he was great, too?
Well, he's 44 years
old. I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you how old he was, and he wasn't.
Correct. He was not great.
Okay. So, from 1991, when he won his first championship, you want to start there?
No, I would start prior to when he won.
When we sent him home 3 times in a row when I was at Detroit.
You sending him home doesn't make him not great.
I didn't say he wasn't a great player. Not the greatest player. I said he was the great player for his time. So let's just pick the years. 90, we sent him home. I won my second championship.
I'm going to say 88.
Okay. 88, he broke his ankles 86, 85.
I'm starting with 88.
So in 88, I'm going to say Magic Johnson, Larry Bird in 1988 were the 2 best players in the NBA. Proven fact, they was in the championship against one another.
Right, but you can't say that because you're in the championship, you're a better player.
But I'm not. But I do
agree, like, when they say in football, like, Dan Marino never won a ring, that shit does matter. So, but...
Why is it different? It's still team sports.
It's a team sport, but it doesn't matter until you win the ring, and then you realize it really did matter the whole time.
Right.
Like, John Elway, before he won his ring, would have said, it doesn't fucking matter, Right. But then when you get the ring, you go, holy shit, did this matter?
Well, you're in a different class. You become an elder in the church.
Right.
It's different.
Exactly. Like right. LeBron, had he never won a ring, doesn't take away from this physical specimen, this guy that dunks with such power and ridiculous jump and
runs
hops.
Like 18 miles per hour.
And then if he never won a ring, it doesn't mean he's not the greatest of his generation. Right. However, he just won a ring. Right. It's different.
Well, this is the deal. I think there's a lot of things that contributed. I think Phil Jackson's triangle offense contributed to Michael's success. It contributed to Kobe's success. Phil Jackson proved that because he won 6 championships with Michael, 5 with Kobe, with a system. As soon as they take the system out, the team falls apart. So the triangle system with those two great players enhanced what they did and also made them victors at the end.
Do you buy into the Jordanaires? Like the rest of the guys were just like his backup players?
No, without. I think Scottie Pippen was an integral part of Michael. They were two peas in a pod, and you once you can't get the ball past the top of the key, it's kind of hard to get it in the basket.
What player did you see in your career not try so hard but be great? Where you were like, this guy isn't even fucking... Like, we talked about Larry Bird taking 1,500 shots.
Akeem Olajuwon.
Really?
Akeem...
I never would have guessed that.
Akeem is seamless. I mean, the reason LeBron and Kobe went to work from Akeem, they never talk about him in the league. I don't know what it has to deal with, but Akeem is never brought up. Akeem was a beast.
I said on this podcast, all the centers, even the moderate centers from your era, like if you played in your prime now, you'd be a 20 and 12 a night guy.
No question.
Guaranteed.
No hand
like
check?
Rick Smits. Like guys that were pretty good. Like Rick Smits was very good then. But like now, Hakeem Olajuwon now could get 50 points a night. You're rubbing your head.
And should.
50 points a night.
It's amazing what Akeem used to do. And let me tell you.
But it was the land of giants that doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Like Andrew Bynum's considered a giant. He looks like Tracy Morgan and he kind of loafs. I want the ball in the blocks, Phil. John Salley's my biological father. Apparently you never heard this impression before because everyone else is a little tired of it, John. Oh, we get it. You do. Look at the game tape. I'll show you a triangle.
You talking about a blessed brother.
Who, Tracy?
He fell
I'm lucky to be alive. I'm straight old book of sugar. I get everybody pregnant. I got my shirt off watching the Democratic National Convention. Michelle Obama got a bazong. What player did you see? Who did the most with the least amount of skill? I was asked in baseball. I asked Joe Torre. He said Pete Rose. And I said, really? He said, yeah. Everything about Pete Rose was average. His haircut was average.
His demeanor.
But who did in basketball? Who's the guy with the least God-given ability that made the most of his entire career? That might also be Larry
When we go
Bird.
talk about ability, we mean ability to run fast, jump, that kind of stuff. Larry Bird.
I was going to say probably Larry Bird.
Larry Bird didn't. It was funny. They say he didn't jump high. He was 6'9". He said, I don't have to. I dunked on enough people. It takes a lot of energy to get like that. He says, I shoot threes. I get you to foul me. You know, he wasn't the quickest thing, but that was funny. He was moving at a speed and still getting past people, doing things. He's unbelievable.
Do you have a favorite heckle you ever heard playing? Player or a crowd member, or both?
Yeah, I would have to think. Remember, there was a guy behind the visitor bench at the Detroit games named Leon the Barber, and he would yell and talk shit. And supposedly he had Hubie Brown and what's his name, Bernard King, trying to get him thrown out of the game. Bernard King tried to go in the stands to get him. He was like, no, let him go. Goddamn it, hit me. I don't ever want to work another day in my life. You hit me, goddamn it, you're going to be playing for me.
That's what the guy said in the audience?
And sure enough, Bernard stopped coming toward him. He said, don't get in his way. Let him hit me. He said, you're resting your contract.
Who's the guy behind the Wizard, the Bullets at the time bench? He used to just read.
The lawyer, and stomp on the ground.
He would read books out loud behind the bench, loud. Do you remember that?
Scripts. And he would always put, like he would have one of his, like he would always bring a sexy black chick to the game, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows we're going to look behind the bench. We're thoroughbred.
And then he would start reading the Jordan rules out loud to the Bulls.
You can't play. He would yell at Ronnie Cycli. Ronnie Cycli, you didn't graduate from Syracuse. Are you Lebanese or are you Greek? Which one is it? Ronnie would look. The worst thing I've ever seen is Yvonne Joseph was my teammate at Georgia Tech. It was 1985, and the kids at Duke had the sign said the Haitian creation gives Georgia Tech AIDS. It was the worst thing I had ever seen. And they held it up big and below. And, that's when they were thinking all AIDS came in from Haiti. Remember when they were thinking it? I couldn't believe that was a sign there. I couldn't believe.
Well, that's bad. Like, Patrick can't read is pretty bad. They used to throw oranges on the court at Georgetown. Not at Georgetown, when Georgetown was on the road.
I know. They were amazing, the things that they would do.
How do these people not get thrown out more? It's unbelievable.
Doesn't. Sure, they paid to get there. They're paid to be there. They pay to be there, and you have to deal with their abuse. When I was in Greece, they would throw keys and all kind of things at me.
Yeah, you're the anomaly where you went out, played in Greece, and then you came back and won another ring.
Yeah, I was the same thing that happens to most ball players. You get burnt out. The dumbest thing to ever tell. I'm burnt out from making money. My dumb ass. But I was 32 and I went to Greece because I wanted to see Europe and see the world. I should have went on an Italian team instead of the Greek team. Even though I went to Panathinaikos, which was a great team, it's just some of the places we were going were.
Ronnie Cycli's Greek, by the way.
Lebanese.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody Greek thinks he's Greek.
Yeah, because his father moved to Greece in the olive oil
Come
business.
on, Malaka. Gamishu Malaka.
Mulaka. I thought that was my nickname.
Malaka.
I came out, they were like, Mulaka. I was like, yeah, I got a nickname. That's probably Spider in Greece. Motherfucker, no, it's not.
Make sure you buy Virmax, Virmax. This is John Salley he says this is as good as the leading male erectile dysfunction product that's on the market.
This will be. These are patented. These patents are 20,
and
25
he said
years
it's
old.
as good as the one we won't name.
This is natural.
This is a blue pill, like another blue pill. He says it's just as good as that blue pill.
This pill is a darker blue because it means it goes deeper, baby.
The darker the berry.
Sweeter the juice.
All right.
See, you got it.
Thank you, John Salley.
Thank you
has been
very
more,
much. This was fun.
Stories, and you were always a good guy. And I'm going to open the store and let you get some air conditioning. I thought black people like the heat.
Oh, I do. Just not when the cops are around.
Thank you, John Salley. I love you, brother.
One love, bro.
This is Mohr Stories. Put your name on it. Leave a comment on iTunes if you wish. If not, that's fine also. Do whatever you want with your life. What do I care, you prick, you?